Yo, so we got a different kind of goofy video today. So first things first, I know what you're thinking. Nintendo Plug, you haven't seen a woman in your life. How the fuck do you have a daughter? And that's a pretty fair speculation to make, and that's not too far off from reality. But a man can dream, alright? But today we're going to be judging what One Piece characters can date my imaginary daughter and throwing it on a tier list. We have 5 tiers ranging from get away from my daughter tier and marry him before I marry him tier. So let me introduce you to my daughter real quick. Her name is Linda, and she's a 20-year-old basic white bitch. She's basically just like her father. She's kind of a thought and considered making an OnlyFans on several occasions, but I raised her right, for the most part, for being only a 2-year-old when she was born. She's kind of a frat bitch, and she loves to go on the beach and go on boats and shit in the summer, but fuck all that, it doesn't matter what bitch-ass Linda wants. It's what I want. But anyways, let's hop straight into these handsome fellas. So I figure we should probably start out with our beloved Straw Hats first, before anything else. So first up is our main character, Luffy. Now, without knowing this motherfucker's the main character, I would without a doubt slam the door in this weird fucker's face. He's a complete dumbass, but I know he cares for my dear Linda, and I can't hate on him. He's also very ambitious, although the SoundCloud rapper down the street is also ambitious, so that shit's kind of a dime a dozen. But overall, I'll let Luffy take Linda on a few dates, just to see how things go. He seems like an innocent guy with good intentions. So he goes right into I can tolerate him tier. Moving on to Zoro, and off rip, no! Zoro just seems like a fucking asshole. He's an alcoholic at 21, yeah he's jacked as fuck, but he just seems like a dick. Speaking of dick, he just seems like one of those stupid ass jocks in like Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide or some shit. But yeah, Zoro's a fucking no-go for me. No better place for him than get away from my daughter tier. Next up, we got our favorite simp, Sanji. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about this one for a minute, and I came around to a pretty good conclusion here. Yes, he's a simp, and he will treat my baby Linda right. But he will do the same for every other woman. This motherfucker asked Stussy if he could be her dog the other chapter. He's out of control. But fuck no. I like Sanji, but no, he's not right for Linda. He goes into the disappointment tier. Next up, we have my boy Usopp, my favorite fucking Straw Hat. Now, I feel like I could get down with Usopp. To be quite honest, I feel like I just keep Usopp for myself. Yeah, he lies a lot, but like, who gives a fuck? I don't think he'll cheat or anything because he's not pulling any bitches with that fucking schnauzer. But overall, Usopp is a yes from me. Purely from the fact that he physically can't get any attention from any other woman, and I want to be best friends with him. Without a doubt, I want Linda to marry this man. Top tier Usopp. Next up, we got Chopper. And first of all, if Linda brought fucking Chopper to my door, I'm disowning her for a multitude of reasons. And none of them are Chopper's fault. First of all, he's a fucking deer, so that's bestiality. And second, Chopper is like fucking 14 years old. He's a goddamn baby. But yeah, no. Linda the pamper pillar in that situation has got to go. Get away from my daughter. Next up, we got our boy Frankie. So first things first, Frankie is pushing 40, which is almost twice my age and is twice poor Linda's age. So the only saving grace here for Frankie is if he's a sugar daddy. And I have a feeling that's true. This motherfucker builds ships and shit, and I know for a fact he makes bank. Frankie gets the pass from me. I'll tolerate. Now we got our favorite fish boy, first son of the sea, Jinbei. So Jinbei is also like 40 or 50, so he's in the same boat as Frankie here. No pun intended. But I don't think Jinbei has a very lucrative career. What the fuck does Jinbei even do? I could see him as like a yoga teacher or some shit, and I don't think that's sugar daddy material, unfortunately. But Jinbei is also just a super caring and likable, mature individual. But it's a fucking no from me. He's also a fish. Not that I'm racist against fishmen or anything, but he's a fucking fish. I'd be disappointed if Linda brought Jinbei home. Anyways, last but not least for the Straw Hats, we got our boy Brook. So it's like a 10-foot fucking skeleton with an afro, so off rip that's a no. He's also like 90 years old with no job. He's a funny fucker and he's pretty fucking filthy at music, but he's a fucking creep with a weird ass panty fetish. It's a no from me though. This motherfucker Brook is older than my grandparents. Get away from my daughter. But moving on from our little Straw Hat crew, let's throw some other pirates in there. First up, we got Law, the honorary Straw Hat, and one of my least favorite characters strictly due to the fact that people like him more than Kid. But my personal bias aside, if Linda brought home good old Trafalgar to my doorstep, I don't think I'd see him as a super bad fit for my dearest Linda. Actually, I might take that back. He was an asshole to Robin that one time, so that's an instant no from me. How the fuck are you gonna turn down Robin, but go as far to meet fucking mid-ass Linda's father? That's bad decision making right there. Disappointed tier. Alright, Beppo, no! Now we got my boy Kid, as ashamed as I am to call him my boy. But if I'm being honest here, Kid is the last person I would want my daughter around. This motherfucker is straight evil. He's the closest thing we have to a villain, and we haven't even gotten into the villains yet. This dude is a fucking murderer and a psychopath. I'm sorry, Kid, I love you, but you cannot fuck my daughter. Now we got Ace. So Ace is a pretty attractive young man with a lot of charm, and if I'm gonna be honest, if we're going off of first impressions here, I'd let him fuck my daughter every day of the week. But after a few months, I'll slowly begin to realize Ace is a fucking idiot with a fat ass ego. So he's perfect for me. Ace gets the pass, I can tolerate him. Now we got Sabo! Sabo is just a good guy. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about him, and he hasn't done anything to turn me off of him. And he has pretty innocent intentions. All he wants to do is travel the world and write a book about it and shit. Sabo, Ace, and Luffy could all tag team Linda, and I'd approve. They're all pretty good guys. I could tolerate my boy Sabo. Moving on to another revolutionary, we got Monkey D. Dragon. Now he's a little old for Linda. I'm pretty sure he's in his 50s or some shit, and he's a little bit tyrannical. But I think he's got a good set of morals, and he's probably got a lot of money, so the Monkey family's shooting 100% from the field right now. I can tolerate the most dangerous man in the world. Now we have public enemy number 1 for me. Pretty boy Shanks. Now first off, fuck Shanks. I hate this fucker. I hope Kid comes back and kills him in the most inhumane way possible. He's just a cocky little shit, and yeah, he's not bad on the surface, and I'm personally biased because he keeps killing off my favorite characters, but I'd be satisfied with Shanks. He's a rich, handsome young man. Next up, we have the superior cabin boy on Roger's ship, Buggy! Now obviously the little clown look is pretty ridiculous, but he's just a silly, funny guy. Linda loves a man who can make her laugh. And so do I. Plus he's very money driven and money hungry, so he's got ambition and luck on his side. Honestly, move over Linda, you can't handle Buggy. Leave him to me. Alright, now we got another Roger pirate, Rayleigh. So Rayleigh's a bit of a sugar daddy, and he's a pretty good looking man for being in his 70s. And he can clearly pull some bad bitches. This motherfucker pulled a fucking empress. And yes, he's old, but to be honest, age is just a number. Leave him to me. And now we have the man himself, Gold D. Roger. Off rip, Roger's great. He's just a better Luffy. He's goofy, but he's not too goofy. He's stupid, but he's not too stupid. And he's also mine. Alright, now we got a little rival of Roger here, Whitebeard. So I gotta be a little wary about Whitebeard because, I mean, his cock is colossal, and he'd impale Linda. I like Whitebeard and everything he stands for, but get away from my daughter. You're gonna fucking kill her with that thing. Alright, now we got Mihawk. And to be honest, he's a pretty bland motherfucker. He's just kind of an edgy vampire boy, and that's about it. I'd be satisfied though. Hooking up with somebody with a title like the world's strongest swordsman is nothing to scoff at. Alright, we got the last Monkey family member out here, my boy Garp. He's been going absolutely buck wild in the recent chapters, but I'll try to look past that for now. He's just a good ass guy. He's the strongest Marine ever, and he's got to have a lot of money with a title like that. I'm saving him for myself. Alright, now it's time to move into villain territory here. Let's see if these edgy supervillains can take my daughter out. So we're gonna come out hot here, literally, with the hottest man in One Piece, Albert. I mean, just look at him. I don't think I need to explain. I don't care if he has a 4-foot long cock. If that's how Linda's gonna go out, I'd be honored, to be quite honest with you. I gotta make a new tier just for this man. He can go in the destroy my daughter tier. Alright, anyways, we got Kaido. So Kaido is just kind of a drunken, abusive asshole. So straight up, he's a no from me. Go away. Alright, next up we got Katakuri. So obviously, cock size may be a prevalent issue with Katakuri, but I'm willing to look past that. He's just a family man that puts family before everything. So without a shadow of a doubt, Katakuri's top tier. Alright, now we got Eminem. And to be honest with you, I kind of fuck with him. He's got quite the god complex, and I think me and him would get along pretty well. I can tolerate. Now we got my personal favorite villain in One Piece, Blackbeard. So Blackbeard is kind of a bitch, and for whatever reason, I kind of like bitch-made character. He's also kind of got the stink bug build going on, and he's not the most attractive man out there, but Blackbeard, unfortunately, just does not have a lot going for him. He's a disappointment. Next up, we got the drip god himself, Rob motherfucking Lucci. So obviously, our boy Rob is a villain, and he's kind of a piece of shit, but I think deep down, he's a pretty good guy. I'll tolerate. And it's only right to follow up Rob Lucci with a fellow drip god, Doffy. So obviously, Doffy's a little bit of an asshole. He's a celestial dragon piece of shit. Plus, he's locked up right now, so I don't think I'd want my daughter around a criminal that's in and out of jail. Get away from my daughter, Doffy. And last but most definitely not least, we have the greatest character to ever graze the One Piece anime. Simply the magnum opus of Eiichiro Oda's elite writing skills, Saint Carlos. So Carlos may be a tad bit fucking stupid, but he's a fucking celestial dragon. Who doesn't love celestial dragons? He can have my daughter, enslave her for all I care. It'd be my pleasure. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know if you want more videos like this. I had a little bit of extra time to think about the video idea this week because my childhood dog died a few days ago, so that's pretty shit. Let's get a RIP Doogs in the comments. I love that fucker. But yeah.